We start with the economy this time around. Inflation quickened to 2.9% in December. That is compared to 2.5% in November 2024. The full year average for 2024 of 3.2% is also well within the 2 to 4% target band of the government. And according to the Philippine Statistics Authority, the main driver was rising housing, utilities, and fuel prices. And at the forefront of which were LPG, or liquefied petroleum gas, rentals, and electricity prices. Transport fares also helped accelerate inflation in December. Price hikes for sea travel quickened to 71.9% in December, compared to just over 17% in November. Food remains to be a major contributor to inflation, especially tomatoes, which logged an astounding 120% inflation rate. Tomatoes alone were the third biggest contributor to our December inflation print. But the PSA also noted that rice inflation slowed to 0.8% in December, the lowest that it has been since 2022. In fact, the PSA thinks that inflation figures for rice will finally turn negative in January.
Let's delve into the numbers further with Michael Ricaforte. He is the head of the Economic Research and Chief Economist at RCBC. Magandang gabi. Welcome to The Big Story.
Hi, good evening, ladies and your viewers. Happy New Year and nice to be back.
Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year, Mike.
Mike, inflation is up for the third straight month at 2.9%. It quickened by 0.4%. Is it right to think that this is normal given that December was holiday season?
That's right, Gretchen. It's widely expected because during the Christmas and New Year holidays and run-up for both of which, expect seasonal increase in demand and, of course, in prices, but only to go down upon crossing the New Year. So there's still a chance that headline inflation would remain at 2% levels until early this year. And, the other factors, of course, there's still the tail end effects of the storm damage, the typhoon and the flood damage in recent months, including the shear line. So we have seen that in the uptick in the prices of vegetables. But primarily, it's the holiday season that drove the prices up. And if we look at the big picture, well, the world prices of commodities are still relatively low, like the likes of oil, sugar, even world rice prices are just posted new 3-year lows in the world market. So that's on top of the reduced tariffs to 15% from 35% as of early July. So that's an outright 20% discount on imported rice. And on top of that, we have the lower world prices. So at new 3-year lows, so that would really support relatively benign inflation, because this is still within the BSP's target of 2 to 4%. This is the 2.9%. It may have been the fastest in 4 months, but that's still among the lowest in more than 4 years. Among the slowest since October of year 2020. And it's still relatively benign. And for as long as the unique factors for the Philippines that would keep this relatively lower, as we mentioned, the lower tariffs on imported rice, lower world rice prices. And if you look at other commodity prices, it's not just, oil is still among the lowest in 3 years. The same goes with the likes of the world prices of sugar, wheat, soybean, corn. They're among the lowest levels in 3 to 4 years. So, because that's already an offshoot of the interest rate hikes for nearly 3 years already. It was triggered by the Russia-Ukraine war since February of 2022. So, the interest rate hikes effectively slowed down the world economy, because the primary mandate of the central banks around the world is to maintain price stability or to stabilize prices. So they would do everything, and they have used interest rates as a tool to achieve that objective.
Okay, Mike, let's talk about looser monetary rates and lower rates in just a little bit. I want to just focus in. You mentioned the tariff lowering, right, from 35% to 15%. Are you seeing that in the slowdown in rice prices for the first time, no? 0.8% in December, no less. That is the lowest it's been in 2 years. Can we say that this is directly correlated to that tariff cut?
Yes, Sean. Mathematically, because we're coming from a high base, because inflation is year-on-year change in prices. A year ago, prices of rice are relatively higher. And since the first week of July, we have seen an outright reduction in import tariff rates on imported rice. So that's an outright 20% discount right, since then. So yeah, because the taxes being paid for imported rice is just down to 15% from 35%.
Is it sustainable,
so that
though?
only started in July, and the world rice prices, declined. The world rice prices came from 15-year highs during the drought, during the heat wave. It's not only here in the Philippines, but in most of Asia, especially the rice producing and exporting countries. So that was already done and over with. That was July 2023 to July 2024.
So you're
and now, suddenly, when the rains came in, world rice prices suddenly went down. Now it's at 3-year low. So that's gonna further help reduce
Isn't that
prices
artificial
of imported
though?
rice.
Mike, isn't that artificial if it's caused by the lowering of tariffs? At yung nireklamo ng mga farmer, hindi naman daw bumababa ang presyo ng bigas. Kahit sabihin po natin, you're mentioning that it is on a 3-year low, but we're not feeling the lower prices of rice.
True, Gretchen, ay yung issue ngayon, no? Parang kailangan talaga maramdaman yan sa retail level ng mga consumers, no? Kasi kumbaga bumaba na yung presyo, bumaba na yung import tax on rice, bumaba na rin yung world price ng rice. So kapag mag-import yung presyo ng imported na bigas, lalo pong bumaba, no? Doon sa combination ng dalawang factors na yon. Kaya yung datos, kitang-kita doon na may posibilidad nga na di ba ngayon halos 0%, 0.8% year on year itong December. There's even a chance for it to kung bumaba pa talaga yan, no?
Mike?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, gusto ko itanong sa'yo kasi pinag-uusapan namin ito ni Gretchen at saka ni Pauline since last week pa yung rental prices pababa na nga, di ba? Naglabas yung BSP and I know you commented on it, tapos sinabasa ko na na-quote ka sa mga articles online. So you have given your thoughts, no? But it says here one of our main drivers for inflation in December was rentals. Part of it was rentals, but David Lichu was just saying na pababa na yung presyo. Housing prices according to BSP also going down. So in your opinion, no, kayo dyan sa RCBC, are you guys giving more favorable kumbaga housing loans? Is it a good time to buy or to rent? What's your advice?
Well, Sean, may correction na nangyayari, no? Kasi because the ban on POGOs, that led to suddenly vacancies, no? The expats that actually sila yung nagpataas ng presyo pati ng lease rates from 2016 to 2020 and nagka-pandemic. Tapos, syempre, demand and supply kasi yan. Even before the ban on POGO, ang vacancy rate, nasa mga hovering between 16 to 18% na. Yung vacancies, we're talking about yung mga office space, yung mga residential condo, and yung mga official estimates, no? Tapos, syempre, dumating tong POGO ban. So, na-vacate din yung mga office spaces na ino-occupy nila ng mga POGOs, yung mga condos kung saan sila umuupa. Ganon din yung ibang residential units kung saan di sila umuupa. O yung iba, kasi mga foreigners, pwede naman sa condo eh. O, iba, bebenta rin kung sakaling ibenta din nila. So demand and supply. Ngayon, mas maraming supply ngayon. So talagang expected na pag ganyan, may downward correction sa property price and also sa rental rates or sa lease rates.
Pero
no?
Mike, question lang, Mike, bakit, help us understand why rising housing cost is a factor in the 2.9% inflation in December. What composes that housing cost? Hindi ba rental yon?
Well, yung medyo combination yan, Gretchen. Kasi yung mga adjustments sa mga rentals, normally in recent years, no, lalo na ng pandemic, nagre-reflect yan start of the year, mga January. So, especially mga about 1 to 2 years ago, kasi yun yung mga yearly adjustments, yung mga kontrata, whether new contracts yan sa mga rentals o sa leases or mga renewals, no? Doon yung start of the year yung adjustments, no? Pero kasi itong nakita din natin, maaring halo na yan yung utilities, isa rin yung sa nag-ambag for the month, no? Yung utilities, no, yung halo-halo na yan, yung fuel, light, water, yung mga rentals. Pero kasi marami ring adjustments, yung naka-apekto rin kasi yung weaker peso, no, sa mga adjustments sa utilities, di ba? Yung pagtaas ng presyo ng kuryente, ng tubig. Kasi mayroong mga foreign currency adjustments. Kasi yung exchange rate kasi, although nakakap naman siya sa 59, narespeto naman yung 59. Pero nanggaling kasi yan sa 55.45, yung pinakamababa niyan no September 20. Tapos nung naging yung Trump factor nagiging when it became likely that Trump would win the elections, and in fact he won, yun, nabawasan yung possible na Fed rate cuts. Ayun na yung nakita natin. Kaya tumaas yung dollar. Kaya yun din yung naging, hindi lang dito, pati worldwide, no? The dollar yen, dollar Asian currencies, kita natin, mahina din yung euro. Kasi nabawasan yung possible na rate cuts ng Fed. Gawa nga, yung possible na protectionist measures ni Trump that could lead to higher inflation, higher wages, syempre higher import tariffs, and that would lead to, kung matuloy yung mga pinaplano niyan na stimulus spending, tax cuts, yung mga tax breaks. So those are inflationary in nature. It would lead to higher inflation. So nabawasan yung Fed rate cuts, and that led to the stronger dollar. So ganun yung na-reflect din yon, no? Sa tsaka rin kasi actually yung factors, bakit nag-pick up din yan? Kasi galing din tayo sa mga series of storms, malalakas na bagyo, no? Mula pa ng July kay Karina, nagtuloy-tuloy yan, no? Kaya apektado rin yung normally pag bagyo kasi, tumataas din yung ibang presyo ng lalo na yung mga food, agricultural products, and damay na rin pag may disruptions until magkakaroon ng supply chain normalization sa mga hard-hit areas. So, ayun yung main factors do sa pick-up ng inflation. Pero ganun pa man din, this is still relatively benign. Kumbaga, kung within the BSP's target of 2 to 4%. So therefore, going forward, kung early part of this year, 2% levels pa rin, so within simply within the target of the BSP, so justified and warranted pa rin yung future rate cuts natin, no? Susunod lang naman yung buong mundo, yung sa Fed, no, yung expected na Fed rate cuts. Yun ang sinabi ng Fed officials, 50 basis points cut for this year, 50 basis points cut next year, and 25 basis points cut by 2027. So, yun, there's a good chance many central banks, including ours, would match those rate cuts. So, yun yung environment natin, no? Kung titignan natin mabuti, medyo relatively benign pa rin yung inflation. But primarily kasi yung rice, malaking, ang weighting kasi ng rice is 9% of the total inflation basket. Kaya yung yung pag-slow down ng prices, yun, nakatulong yun sa pagbaba ng headline inflation. Pero nakita naman natin din na, may mga proposal nga na no? Na ito na, yung talaga para ang objective, maramdaman talaga ng general public, ng mga consumers yung pagbaba ng presyo ng gas.